B1 family, welcome to Blacklogic. I know I'm going extremely earlier than my normal broadcast around 6 and 7, but I wanted to get this out the way quick, family. This won't be a long one before you because some of the key moments that we'll be analyzing is how very popular cartoons like Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, even the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon back in the day, and a lot of these cartoons that I saw, kind of in my generation, so to speak, is between the 70s and 80s. Mostly those who probably started in the 70s and then went to the 80s and very, very early 90s. And what they uncover are some problematic portrayals of Black characters. Either they shape our body configurations and head weirdly, um, our facial traits, our lips, our nose, our ears, very weirdly, very funny. And all of these are racial physical tropes that the dominant society has put on our people for a very long time, even when they state that they're giving us Black content for us to enjoy, where things mirror our image and likeness. But this is not the case. I guess to summarize these cartoons, when we look at them, family, how we address them, these cartoons are supposed to be intended for entertainment, but what it does, it ends up shaping harmful perceptions of Black people. Right, as I said before, Cosby Kids and all those shows. Even though I know a lot of people are going to come out and state, well, Bill Cosby created that show, so any racial tropes, any underlying bigotry that's in the character of that cartoon was created by Bill Cosby. I didn't want to make this too deep where I actually looked up the people who funded the cartoon, the network, the people who were the voices, etc. But I'll just kind of give you the surface level, and we're going to start off here with the Globetrotters cartoon. And this is a quick little segment inside of it, but I wonder if everyone will be able to catch what I'm putting down. Okay, hopefully you guys can catch what I'm putting down. Here's a cartoon right here. Again, for you guys who are younger, you might have never seen this cartoon, but this was a part of it that I really, really want you guys to listen in. It's very quick, but listen in. I want you kind of understand what happened here.
You're a real bundle of information. Gee, thanks. I'll find out what room he's in, Metal Art. Okay, Bobby Joe, we'll wait right here for you. Could you please tell me what room Geese Osby's in?
Room 203.
Thank you, nurse. Now, what room was that? Oh, yeah. Room 203. The patient is... Okay, Bobby Joe, we'll wait right here for you. Could you please tell me what room Geese Osby's in?
Room 203.
Thank you, nurse. Now, what room was that? Oh, yeah. Room 203.
Fair use, fair use. Depictions of cartoon characters was used in conjunction with commentary. Now, family, what was important about that is a white lady asked a white nurse was telling a Black man where his friend was inside of the hospital. He's told him room 203. And directly after that, the Black man forgot what the nurse said, and then the dog had to remind him. And again, these are really small snippets, family, and I know that a lot of people can curtail the information and make it very biased to given a certain agenda. But if you look at all of the, and this is season 1, episode 1, that cartoon that we're seeing here, season 1, episode 1. And the more you watch it, there's all these little hidden racial tropes inside of it. So believe me when I tell you, I'm not making this up at all. Because if we start off with, and we're going to get there, family, because there's another cartoon I want to bring to light. But if we start with the big guy himself, Fat Albert, who was supposedly created by Bill Cosby. And during the day, family, I love me some Fat Albert. A lot of kids did. This show wasn't exactly, though, a shining example of Black empowerment. I mean, we had Fat Albert. Listen, family, this is back in the 70s and 80s where Black people wasn't that fat. Most Black people were in shape. Okay, I would like to believe 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 Black folk were within their BMI. But we had Fat Albert, an obese Black man who was often portrayed as lazy. And let's be real, family, not the sharpest tool in the shed. And please, don't even get me started on the character with the face mask. The one look like he has a stretched out winter cap on. You talk about perpetuating harmful stereotypes. Well, let me bid you one more. Let me bid you one more here. Let me get this queued up here. If you guys are not familiar with this particular one, family, again, this is fair use. This is Rickety Rocket. Anybody remember Rickety Rocket? I have, and I want you to watch this quick little segment here on Rickety Rocket.
Boy, this is some elegant place you got.
Yes, I myself have collected many precious art treasures over the years, but tell me about this robot.
Okay, what's important about this family is looking at the white lady, blonde white lady. Look at her face. Her structure. Right, they got her very voluptuous in a very firm and toned way, and then she have very soft, cheekbones, high cheekbones. They're trying to make her look beautiful during this time when they was making this cartoon. Then I want you to look at us. I want you to look at our hair. I want you to look at our heads. I want you to look at every construction of our bodies. Now, again, there's going to be a clearer picture where you can see a better depiction of what they look like. But even from afar, you can tell the big guy in the middle, right? He's obese, he's overweight. And then he has a real fat chin, double chin. And then his head started to get smaller at the top. And then if you look at the young lady to your right, now the hair, I can go with that. Okay, they're supposed to be young junior detectives. Or you got not familiar with Rickety Rocket. Okay, this show back in the day was for teenagers. I'm sorry, they were teenagers that they kind of started a detective agency in the far future. Okay, and they supposed to use their wits. It's supposed to be a really good show. It's supposed to be a really good show of smart Black kids solving mysteries and things of that nature, and with their talking spaceship called Rickety Rocket. Okay, and Rickety Rocket is the spaceship that you see right here. You see with the lips here and the eyes. But again, first of all, their rocket ship, their spaceship is rickety. Think about that. Black people having broke down cars, hoopties, buckets, as we call them in certain places. And now, even on a cartoon show, we can't have the best of the best. We can't have the super futuristic AI guided rocket ship. No, it got to be rickety. It got to be a bucket. It got to be a hoopty. Even with that, family, and again, a lot of you might, you stretching the truth, or you making it seem worse than what it. No, I want you to look at other cartoons like Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget was a smart white man who used all these gadgets to help him solve crimes. What about not the Reading Rainbow? What's that other cartoon with the I think she's Hispanic. She got a bus and she take people on adventures. I forgot the name of that one, family. You can put that in the chat. But let me let this play on just a little bit so you can see their faces.
Did you get a good look at him?
Yes, I did. It was dangerous. Even had to risk my life to get close to him. But I got a good look.
You get a good look at him?
Yes, I did. It was.
So right here, the only thing I want to point out is look at her lips orbit. Okay, look at her lips orbit right here, family. I'm not so much worried about the girl because we know that black people, we have full lips. But why are our lips so wide? I really never seen a black person mouth this damn wide before. Now, I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying I've never seen it, okay?
Dangerous. Even had to risk my life to get close to him. But I got a good look. It seems it's a robot.
Yeah, a big, ugly, hulking, metallic robot. Like him.
He's leaving. I wonder where he's going. We'll find out.
And then if you look at the young lady, I just want you to look how they picture her. She looked cockeyed, buck-toothed, and these very overlapping huge lips. Why they try to make the white girl, the white lady, look 10 times better than all of us put together. And you got the fat black guy in the back, okay? Don't get me wrong. This show was supposed to be about intelligent black teenagers in the far future that were solving crimes with their rickety rocket. But there's so many racial overtones, I just cannot let it go. I can't let it go. I can't let this go, family, because we know what the system of white supremacy have formed in character through the way of laughter. Okay? And that's what we're saying at here today. Because I feel like this show is a metaphor of how society view black people. You know, a lot of these cartoons depict of how society viewed black folk, meaning that whether it be Menace to Society or Rickety Rocket, oh, well, a portion of them are criminals. They're criminals, they're hoodlums, they're gangsters, right? A lot of them are overweight, they're fat, they're this, they're that, they're unemployed, they're lazy. Then there's a group of them that's smart, but they still look like this. They're still goofy style. They're still buck teeth. They still look weird. Their bodies are so discombobulated and disconformed from what we are used to seeing. And this is how they depict us on television. Because it's always a broken down, barely working. And let's face it, it's kind of stupid, but it doesn't stop there when we look at these things. Because even the black characters in Rickety Rocket, they had their heads, family, everything was just really weirdly shaped. Really shaped. Now you may be thinking, come on, man, it's just a cartoon. These images, family, aren't harmless. These are not harmless fun. They were part of a larger system, and even to this day, part of a larger system that perpetuates harmful stereotypes and reinforce the idea that black folks were somehow less than, like 3/5 of a person. And believe me, this impact is still being felt today. Take a look at laws and legislation that were in place during that time, from redlining to discriminatory housing policies to war on drugs. Black folks, we are systematically oppressed. And now with the great influx of illegal immigration, marginalized more than ever. And during this time, and even till this day, these cartoons are just another toolbox in white supremacy. We can't change the past, but we should be learning from it, and we should be doing something about it and educate ourselves and challenge each and every harmful stereotype. But with things like this, these are some of the things we just can't let go. We can't let pass. And if we're going to have representation in media, and we're going to have representation in entertainment, then we need to start fighting back, essentially. Now, I have a website I'm going to share with you guys. I know you guys are familiar with change.org. Doesn't cost you any money. But I signed a petition. I've been looking for other things to really boycott Good Times, right? And we're going to get into Good Times as well, but we're going to hit on Fat Albert very quickly as well, okay?
You ain't know.
Now, Fat Albert is just more of the same. Fat Albert is just more of the same when we're looking at these cartoons. Now, down to this guy's head, I've never seen, and again, I know a lot of you saying this is a cartoon. I get it, but I want you to compare it to other cartoons. There's a lot of hitting messages in this, okay, from the way things are shaped, from the way things look, essentially. I'm trying to get right up in here. Give me 1 second, family. how they view us. And this is how they still view us today. Now, not only do we have big lips, but we have big ass lips when it comes to things of this nature. And if you notice, the proper black folks, the intelligent black folks, the peaky ring black folks, now the hairs are still funny funny style, but and family, even down to the buck teeth. I know there's going to be people who say, oh, I know somebody with buck teeth. But when we look at the characters of Fat Albert, family, and do I really think Bill Cosby was behind the creation? I would hope not. From mush mouth, right? Guy can barely speak, large lips, buck teeth, down to dumb Donald. Think about that. Really think about, they really call this dude Dumb Donald. Right. We look, Bucky. So everybody has their own sort of description. Albert is fat. Davis is rude. Harold is weird. Donald is dumb. And this guy altogether is this mush mouth. And of course, you got Bucky, right? Who's even more buck tooth than mush mouth. Bucky and mush mouth, like literally. And I know a lot of us watched these cartoons back in the day, right? We liked them or we didn't because this was the only thing that was on TV during the time. Man. And what we have to understand is that laughing at characters of black people, this is nothing new. It's been a sick pastime in American entertainment since, man, way back when, because the original Harlem Globetrotters, right? The actual basketball team. Did you know they were started back in 1929? 1929, not the cartoon, but the original Harlem Globetrotters. So think about what type of history that has, even when they created the cartoon. These guys never displayed that they were dumb on the court. They was always witty, smart, funny, and entertaining. They never, anyway. But since we're talking about, I guess, characters of minstrel shows that was depicted on television, the OG form of blackface that had white folks cackling at our expense, it's making a comeback. But this time, it's hiding behind animated characters. Now, a lot of you, again, may not be familiar with some of these things I'm popping up. Anyone familiar with this show right here? This is Maude. This is a very similar show, or rather, it's a Good Times was a spin-off of Maude. And at the time, we used to watch all these shows because this is the only thing that was on TV. And it was funny. I mean, some things were funny. But Good Times, of course, got more viewership because when they did a spinoff of Maude, Good Times just blew up. It was a really good show. And it was very wholesome, believe it or not.
Oh, Flo, I looked everywhere, honey. No sign of him.
Are you sure you looked in the right places?
For JJ, sure. I talked to voluptuous Vanessa, sexy Samantha, passionate Priscilla, the human thriller.
See, one thing about our shows, family, even this comedy show right here had class. We have an older black lady here, and we have the younger black lady on the left, very beautiful. And she was being very entertaining, but everything was classy. I'm gonna just play this, let this play on just a little bit more.
And it's all a big waste of time, huh, Malona? Not exactly, honey. I got him 2 dates and a weekend in Wisconsin.
Nobody saw him.
Just Ned the Winer. What? That was 3 bottles ago.
Oh, that does.
So you see how the class in this show was, family. I'm gonna speed it up here so you can see a little bit more. Let me see if I can get, here we go. I get a bigger scene for you guys. Here we go. Let's try this.
Mom, what's that smell?
I don't know, Thelma.
It's going all through the house.
Maybe the garbage men are on strike.
And by the way, I want you guys to look at the way that people are shaped. The young man here in shape. He's in shape.
How could you tell?
Now, of course, everybody's in good, what I like to believe, BMI. Even the older lady, I forgot her name. Was her name Florence? I forgot her name. I just know JJ. Everybody knows JJ. And Thelma, of course, Thelma, very beautiful. Okay. But nonetheless, everybody's in great body composition. And the reason why I don't want to put this in your minds, because when we look at the animated version, I want you to keep some key configurations of the statements that I'm making. That way you can compare and contrast for yourself.
It doesn't even smell like this neighborhood. It smells like something out this world.
I am the sunshine of my life. That is why the women hang around me. I feel that this is the beginning.
It smells more like the ending.
Hey, look here, catfish.
Now, of course, this show is back in the 70s. And so I don't know if they try to retrofit the cartoon, but a lot of these jokes, a lot of the comedy during Good Times were wholesome jokes. I don't care who you got to get to write the jokes for the new Good Times, right? Because I believe they should have boycotted. If you really want to revamp it, have it very similar. Have Sinbad, have Steve Harvey to write the jokes, people who don't really curse to write the jokes. But this was good comedy back in the day, folks, and it was classy, and everybody looked good, and everybody was in shape, okay? So if you want to do an animated version of Good Times, yeah, I know some of the characters may be a little bit off, but when we look at this animated version, family, just keep in mind, I'm going to play a couple of more seconds of this one.
Face. I'll have you know this is not a smell. This is an aroma, a wafting fragrance.
Oh, that's just great. 500,000 brothers in Chicago, some sing, some dance. This one's wafted.
That's a new cologne, isn't it, JJ? Oh, yeah, Ma. No. How'd you guess?
The house plants are drying up.
Is Flo back yet?
No, she'll be back in a minute, Willona.
Oh, darn it. What's the matter? You got a little bit of gossip burning a hole in your tongue?
Gossip? Me? Gossip?
All right. So we get the drift of that, family. So let me show you part of...
I have important news.
Let me guess. The state called and they want to cut you a disability check for your face. Hold up. You can get paid for that?
This is from a fool who stares at his orange juice every morning.
It says concentrate on the box. Who the dummy now? Shit. Me for not wearing a condom. Shut up.
That opening right there, family, should have showed you everything that you need to know. From the vulgarity to the fat black man, which none of this, I think the only person that was overshaped in Good Times, and was it Mr. Booker? I think it was Mr. Booker. He was slightly overweight, but not grotesquely overweight like this guy. Then, of course, they updated the clothing, some of the hairstyles. I get that. I'm going to let it play a little bit more. Fair use. Every clip that I was using was in conjunction with commentary. Fair use.
With my grandfather, James Evans. My job as the man of this house is to take care of this family no matter what.
I just want to let you know I'm going to take good care of Gray.
Who is this I'm about to kill?
Juan, my boyfriend. Daddy, let him go.
Baby, she come with me.
Junior's repeating the 10th grade for the 3rd time.
Is there anything you can suggest to help him get to the drive-thru?
Can you do OnlyFans? Take off your shoes.
Family, the video clip of this monstrosity is very disrespectful and discriminatory towards black people. They just had the teacher up here with chin hair, which none of the cast members did. She's drinking in front of the class, cigarettes in her front pocket. Okay. It's just so much to unpack here, family. It's really a lot to unpack for me. Because Good Times, right? The classic sitcom that gave us a glimpse into the struggles of a black family in the projects. But here they are trying to resurrect the cartoon. Oh, boy. They're trying to resurrect the cartoon. And it's a hot mess. It's horrible. They've literally, listen to me, they literally taking all of the racial stereotypes and negative portrayals from the original and cranked it up 1,000%. They cranked it up 1,000% because everybody in Good Times in the original actually was handsome and beautiful with the exception of maybe one. But everybody else was very handsome and beautiful. I want you to look at some of these people. Look at this. Because when we look at back in the day, Good Times and Sanford and Son had us laughing through our pain as they depicted Black families dealing with poverty and unemployment. But they wasn't the only ones. What about the Jeffersons? That was a good comedy. But they flipped the script by showcasing the upper middle class Black family in New York City because representation matters. We had prominent Black folk then, but then you fast forward today, and what do we get here? A reboot that's more interesting and cashing in on the way how people look at us today. And they're not really adding any real substance to racial discriminatory actions against Black folk with this cartoon. It's so many goddamn racial undertones. They got characters spouting stereotypes left and right, perpetuating harmful tropes. They do nothing but reinforce negative perceptions of Black folks. They got us spewing the N-word, spoken vulgarities, profanity, all sorts of things. This is not Good Times.
Dude, let me see what kind of feet you working with.
I take you to the dark side.
Dear Black Heavenly Father, Colored Redeemer, if you could just help us.
Son, it's for you.
New phone. Who this?
Black.
Family. Okay, I can look at everything double-sided. They got Black Jesus up here with one of his angels, female angels, looks like a female or part of the community angel, okay, playing PlayStation or Xbox, some video game. And I know somebody can make a easy joke out here. Here's Jesus supposed to be saving lives, doing miracles, receiving people's prayers, but he'll be playing video game. All of these are racial tropes and depiction of Black folk. That the only thing that we do around is play video games, smoke weed, be lazy, be disrespectful, be fat and out of shape, and be lazy. All of these racial stereotypes inside this show, and they call it Good Times. And they call it Good Times. And the worst is not yet, family. If you thought the way they depicted Black Jesus was bad, you gotta look at this baby. You have, let me see, let me get to him. Da-da-da. You gotta look at this baby right here. This is ridiculous.
Black everything. At least they ain't got that drug dealing baby under my roof no more.
Man, my mouth ready for some milk right now.
Dalvin, why are you so...
Okay, family. He said my mouth is ready for some milk right now after looking at the lady's breast. Now, I want you to think about this. This is a child. He got the earrings in, gold pacifier, blonde hair, right? He was dealing with money. And basically, this is depicting that Black children are drug dealers. This is one depiction. I know that you guys can come up with many, many more. But not only are they drug dealers, but they're creeps. They're sexualizing women at a very young age because one of the racial tropes here is that Black people not only have sex at younger ages than any other group, but we have babies out of wedlock and baby mamas in their teens. We have more teen moms than anyone else, which is untrue. All of these are untrue. But this is what it's depicting, that very short clip right there. Because when you analyze, you don't need much to analyze this, right? You got the baby right here dealing with money. Okay, let me go back. Dealing with money with the gold pacifier and the souped up, probably got chromes on a stroller. And then look at the way he looked at the breast and then talking about he ready for some milk right now with a kind of a player face.
No more.
Man, my mouth ready for some milk right now.
So right there, not only did he deal drugs, but he hypersexualized this young lady right here, who of course is showing everything but the nipple and looking at the baby. But he literally did a drug transaction, family. Did you guys see that? Look at this. That quick. This guy in the driver's seat reached over her. Now, granted, this is a white guy. This is a white guy, family. This is a white guy. So what do you think they're depicting? So here's the money. No, no, I'm sorry. I got this backwards. The baby is buying drugs from the white guy. The baby is buying drugs from the white guy. And what seems to be, okay, I'm not stating she is, a lady of the night, is in the car, half dressed, while he's selling the baby drugs. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is absolute crazy. Look at this. Wow.
Bruh, I'm a baby. I can't get no more childish than that.
In a nocturnal state of mind.
Your neighborhood is a real shithole.
It's the system. They put
It's a real shithole.
This one scene alone speak volumes. Speak volumes. And why is this important? Because they have scenes, they have areas, they have parts of America where white people are in the same condition. But did Seth MacFarlane and Stephen Curry, or Steve Curry, Stephen Curry, whatever his name is, create a cartoon depicting that, or someone from their community, to continue these, to continue these racial tropes is not only damaging of the image of black folk, but this gives some people justification of killing innocent black folk when they go to grocery stores. And the only thing they're looking for is to kill the scum of the earth because of the depiction of cartoons, of sitcoms, of movies, of series of shows constantly being perpetuated on TV, continuously shaping the minds of Americans to look at black people one way, like this. Even black people with money, like this young lady here, she has a dysfunctional home. Her dad is overweight. Her mom is over-sexualized, saying crazy stuff while she prayed to Jesus. Then they showed Jesus. He up there playing video games, not really doing anything. Then they show a baby. The racial tropes, the disrespect.
It's a real shithole.
It's the system. They put the guns and drugs on the streets.
This is getting dangerous. I won't just sit back and let you put yourself in harm's way. I love you too very much.
Everything black.
The revolution will not be televised.
Come on, Rosa Parks. Can't you just enjoy this?
I'm sorry, family. I can't do it. I can't look at it anymore because watching it the first time was difficult, but now the second and third, I can't do that no more. I just wanted you guys to see it because there is a protest against it. And believe it or not, for lovers of those cartoons I showed in the 70s and 80s, this is basically those racial undertones, the minstrel show, the characters, the black characters that they portrayed. This is that times 1,000 very easily. Very easily. The writer states, I was offended. Cartoon reboot of Good Times faces backlash for egregious images of blacks. Excuse me. Netflix is facing backlash from mostly black viewers after the release of a trailer for a cartoon reboot of the 1970s sitcom Good Times. Many viewers are angered over the stereotypes and characters that are not reflective of black life. There have been calls for the NAACP and other organizations to boycott the project. The NAACP may not. You know, that's a coon organization now, family. They don't do nothing for black folk. An online petition for signatures is active, okay? And I have it right here, family. Boycott the new Good Times animation show. And there's only 5,000. Maybe not too many people know about it, but believe me, we shouldn't let images like this be display of us at any, because we've already had this done to us. We've already had this done to us already. I want you to look at this picture right here. Let me blow this picture up. Look at this guy's mouth. We're always depicted with big mouths, big lips, looking crazy, overweight. It's always some evil, negative depiction of black folk. They never show us our best. They show us shit, not only at our worst, but they conformed and transformed our worst times 10. Let me continue. Good Times cartoon may remind viewers of previous black animation, such as the movie Bebe's Kids and PJ, similar to those products. Good Times has an all-star cast of voices featuring Wanda Sykes. I'm disappointed in Wanda Sykes. She's from DC, my hometown. JB Smooth, Jay Farrell. And here's the thing, family. Not only should we be boycotting the show itself, but listen, we have to reach out to these people, tweet these people like, hey, listen, why are you supporting this cartoon? Oh, man, you know, it got some good stuff in it because they talking about how the machine, the system, put out guns and stuff. Laughing at characters of black people is one of the oldest and most poisonous forms of entertainment in American history. And a surprise to many, two-time NBA most valuable player and four-time world champion, Stephen Curry, serves as an executive producer along with the comedic actor and animated Seth MacFarlane, who is credited with creating the original Good Times. It was a poor presentation and something that should have been done a whole lot better. I agree. I agree with the writer, who has hosted an online entertainment segment titled What's the 411? Racism exists and operates in all worldly activities, family. And anything that you could possibly ever think of. Think about it like this. Racism even occurred in liquor. In liquor. You guys are familiar with Jameson, not Jameson, what was it? The Jack one. I'm not familiar with alcohols like that, family, so bear with me. It's something with Jack in it, but I know that when the black family started the business, it was called Uncle Ernest. You guys know what I'm referring to. If you can put it in the chat, I don't know the name of the liquor that the black man created. Jack Daniels. That's what it was. Thank you, Jack Daniels. Thank you very much, Bulls fan. Jack Daniels, and I think the liquor that the black family, who that was their uncle or great grandfather or such. Uncle Nearest, that's what it is, not Uncle Ernest. Uncle Nearest is the alcohol. So even there's racism, discriminatory practices, even in alcohol, dating back from the late 1800s to the early, till today. That was a black man's recipe of Jack Daniels. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. And again, family, if you want to go sign this petition, nope, I'm not getting paid by sponsors to put this in front of your face. I am not. I just saw the petition. I thought, hey, this is one of the platforms that I kind of sign petitions on all the time when I don't agree with things. And this is kind of what you call a silent protest. You go on here, you sign a petition. If the show does air, if the show is still on, you give it a thumbs down. That's the way I protest, and you don't watch none of it because, man, very, very disrespectful. But anyway, family, I thank you guys for joining me here this afternoon. I know I'm pretty early here. Shout out go outs to Kevin, Follow the Logic, Miles Apart, and of course, Bulls fan and Abdullah Anderson. Thank you all for joining me here. I know I'm quite early, family. Again, share this on social media. Please give this video a like. Give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you have any comments out the video, please put that in the comment section. I do appreciate your support. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Be one.